Picture this. It is September 2026. You walk into an Apple store, and for the first time in iPhone history, there are two completely different kinds of iPhone sitting on that table. One is the iPhone 18 Pro Max, familiar, refined, expensive. The other one folds in half. It is a new top tier iPhone category, above Pro Max, designed for users who want the most advanced and expensive iPhone experience Apple can offer. And if you are thinking about upgrading this year or even next year, what happens at that event in September changes the entire decision. Because there is one thing about the iPhone Ultra's hardware that nobody is talking about, and it might be the reason you do not buy it. Stick around. So here is what this video is. It is a full breakdown of everything we know right now. iPhone 18 Pro Max, iPhone Ultra, dark cherry, the hinge, the price, all of it. I have been following the leak trail since February, cross-referencing supply chain reports, dummy model images, and analyst predictions. And I have a take on the iPhone Ultra's camera situation that I think is going to be controversial. We will get there. Okay, so let us start with the iPhone 18 Pro Max because honestly, this is the phone most of you are actually going to buy. Leaked details reveal a new dark cherry color, a smaller dynamic island, and the powerful 2 nanometer A20 Pro chip. Let us talk about each of those. The color first, because this is the one that is already causing drama online. The signature new color for this year's Pro models will be dark cherry, a deep wine-like red, not a bright red, not a Ferrari red, more muted, much closer to wine than fruit punch. Last year was cosmic orange. Leaker Sonny Dixon said cherry will probably be the next hit because orange did very well and cosmic orange was the signature color of the iPhone 17 Pro and it proved popular with customers. Personally, I think dark cherry is going to look incredible with a clear case, terrible in a photo, great in person. That is the Apple color move every single year, and yet somehow it keeps working. Now the A20 Pro chip. The A20 Pro incorporates advanced AI capabilities, allowing smarter features and more intuitive user interactions. From running AI-driven applications to enhancing gaming performance, this chip ensures a smooth and responsive experience. And here's the thing about that. The chip is going to be fast. It is always fast. What I actually care about is what Apple is doing with the camera. The iPhone 18 Pro Max gets an upgraded camera system, and the big change is a wider aperture telephoto lens. That means significantly improved low light performance, sharper zoom shots, and more detailed portrait photography, even in really challenging lighting conditions. Apple has also enhanced its computational photography capabilities using advanced AI to optimize images in real time. Okay, but here is where I need to stop and be honest. Better low light telephoto, real-time AI processing. That is every year. That is the iPhone camera story since the iPhone 12. The part that is actually interesting in 2026 is not the 18 Pro Max. It is what is standing next to it. Let us talk about the iPhone Ultra. As Apple's first foldable, the iPhone Ultra will have an extremely unique design for an iPhone. Unlike most foldables, it will be wider than it is tall when unfolded. It will have a book-style fold with an outer display that looks shorter and wider than every other iPhone screen and an inner display that resembles an iPad mini in size and shape. So when you unfold this thing, you are basically holding a mini iPad. Preliminary specs list the device with a 7.76-inch foldable TPO OLED internal display, 120 Hz refresh rate, HDR10+, and a resolution of 1920 by 2713 pixels. That is higher resolution than an iPad mini from a phone that also folds, and the crease The inner display of the iPhone Ultra is expected to have a crease-free design and a big breakthrough for the form factor. Now, I will believe that when I see it in person. Some hands-on reports caution that it is not completely gone, as is typical for a first-generation folding screen, which is honest. Every foldable phone ever launched with our crease is nearly invisible, and then you use it for 3 days and you see the crease. But here is what is genuinely different about Apple's approach. Two engineering details set the iPhone Ultra apart from anything Apple has shipped before. First, a liquid metal hinge. Apple is reportedly using a liquid metal hinge that is said to be stronger than titanium, and clever reports suggest the hinge will actually double as a heatsink, helping move heat away from the internals, a hinge that is also a heatsink. That is not a marketing line, that is a real engineering solution to a real problem that has plagued every foldable phone on the market. The iPhone Ultra is also tipped to include vapor chamber cooling and the same heat dissipation technology Apple introduced on the iPhone 17 Pro. So, liquid metal hinge acting as a heatsink plus vapor chamber cooling for a phone that is this thin, that is genuinely impressive. How thin? The foldable iPhone will be just 4.7 millimeters thick when unfolded, making it significantly thinner than the 5.6 millimeter iPhone Air, 4.7 millimeters unfolded. That is genuinely absurd. Okay, here's the part I promised you at the start, the thing that made me raise an eyebrow. The iPhone Ultra's camera setup. The foldable iPhone is rumored to feature two 48 megapixel rear cameras, likely a standard wide and an ultra wide. However, it may lack a dedicated telephoto lens. No telephoto on a $2,000 iPhone. This is likely due to space constraints in the foldable design, but it could be seen as a notable drawback, especially for a premium ultra model at a high price point. And this is the part nobody is talking about because everyone is focused on the fold, the crease, the hinge, the price. But if you are someone who uses Zoom on your iPhone and you spend $2,000, you are getting less camera than the $1,200 Pro Max. That is not a small thing. That is the trade-off Apple is forcing on you. You get a bigger screen. You lose the telephoto. Is that worth $2,000? That question is going to define every review of this phone in September. And my honest answer right now, before I have even held it, probably not. For most people. But here is where it gets interesting. By combining what is essentially an iPhone and an iPad into a single device, Apple clearly hopes that price will be justified. And that might actually be the right argument. If you are carrying an iPhone and an iPad mini, that is $1,300 in combined hardware right there. So framed that way, $2,000 for one device that replaces both actually kind of makes sense. Let us talk about when this is coming and how much it is going to hurt. Most analysts expect a starting price around $1,999 for a 256 gigabyte model. Some expect a lower starting price, while others claim it will be higher. One thing seems certain, well, this will be the most expensive iPhone ever, right? $1,999 for the base model with 256 gigabytes. In 2026, I spent 3 weeks mentally preparing to say that sentence out loud. The iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and iPhone Ultra are all expected in September 2026. However, it is possible the foldable iPhone will not ship until as late as December. Other reports suggest it is on track for a September launch, though progress has reportedly been stalled due to hinge issues. So there is real uncertainty on the Ultra timeline. If you are planning to buy it day one, I would keep your expectations flexible. This is a first generation product from a company that has never shipped a foldable before, with a hinge that has reportedly been tricky to produce at scale. Day one inventory is going to be tight. That is not a guess. That is how every major Apple hardware launch goes. Now, on the color situation for the iPhone Ultra, leaks suggest the foldable will arrive in silver, white, and indigo, which honestly makes total sense for a first generation product. Apple always plays it safe on launch colors for new categories. The iPhone Ultra will reportedly come in a dark indigo option. Indigo is the one I would want. So here is where I land on all of this. The iPhone 18 Pro Max, easy upgrade if you are on anything older than an iPhone 15. The combination of the A20 Pro chips, energy efficiency, and the increased battery capacity makes the iPhone 18 Pro Max a dependable companion for all-day use. Dark cherry is going to be the color of the year, call it now. The iPhone Ultra, it is genuinely one of the most exciting Apple products in years for Apple fans who want the biggest design change since the iPhone X. The iPhone Ultra could become the most exciting iPhone of 2026. But no telephoto on a $2,000 phone is a real problem. The crease may still be visible on a first-generation screen, and the supply chain delays mean you might be waiting until December anyway. My honest recommendation, if you want the Ultra, wait for the reviews, not the launch day reviews, the 3-month later reviews. Because the question with any foldable is not, is it impressive? It is, does the hinge still work in February? And if Apple's liquid metal hinge actually holds up over real world use, then next year's iPhone Ultra 2 is going to be the most dangerous phone on the market. Here is what I want to know from you. Are you in on the iPhone Ultra at $2,000? Or is the no telephoto thing a deal breaker? Drop it in the comments because I am genuinely split on this. And I am testing something next week that might change my take on the whole foldable category entirely.